Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I was going to do some tilling and planting, but it's 10 o'clock and it's still below 30 and I'm not doing that. The ground's going to be too hard and I'll just have to wait till this weekend. So, I figured I'd feed my sourdough starter because I'm going to make a loaf tonight. And then I'm going to use the discard to make a discard bread loaf. So, per my recipe, I need 2/3 cup. That's a 4th cup. Watch out. Whoa. Alright, got the right. Got my lovely assistant next to me, but off camera. So I need 2/3 of discard, and if I don't have enough in this, I saved my discard, so I'm not going to use this whole thing. But the lovely thing about discard is if I were to use this whole thing, I would, and just have just a little bit in there left, which I'm going to do and show y'all. This is almost a month old, and come out of the fridge just a second ago, and I'm going to bring it back to life to make my cherry dark chocolate loaf. Right. Wait, I put it in here. I'm not just throwing it on the floor, I promise. Alright. Put that back, please. Thank you. Alright, so now I need the flour. Can you give me the flour over there? Put that back. You can't reach it? Oh, this one. You got it?
Yeah, I was gonna read it.
Oh, you were? That's okay. I got it. Now, I'm going to tell you something about sourdough. I don't think that it's as hard as a lot of these channels make it out to be. I measure by cups and I eyeball it. It still works. So I'm going to get some water and I'll pour it in here. I'll be right back. The biggest thing to remember when doing sourdough is that you want to have a 1-to-1 ratio. Where is my stir? Can you get my stir stick right there? You see it? So, I've never measured. No, not that. Right here. Thank you. Anyway, I don't use a scale. I kind of just eyeball it and get it to the consistency that I like. And I like to scrape down the sides as best I can. And then I'll let it sit for a few hours. And I'll show y'all later in the video once it has risen and I start my sourdough loaf. But that'll have to say you put the lid on that for me. Put the lid on. Now while we wait for that, I'm going to get my bread loaf ready. So I have 2/3 cup of, nope, can't look. You can't be in it. Alright. So I have 2/3 cup of water in here. Not water, sorry, discard. And then I'm going to add my water and flour into this bowl, which is 1 cup water and then 4 cups flour. And I'm going to mix it till it's like a shaggy dough and let it rise for 30 minutes. So, 1 cup of water. And then 4 cups. Watch out, Bubba. Well, and 4 half cups, so I'm going to do 8 of these. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's all I should have. rolled up my sleeves, but I'm about to change anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I use the King Arthur all-purpose unbleached flour. And I'm just going to mix it until it's shaggy. And once I get it combined, I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. Once I get it to a certain consistency with my mixer here, I will go in with my hands because, you know, it's just easier to mix with your hands sometimes. I just need to get it not as sticky so it's not sticking to my fingers. So let me get it to that consistency and I'll show y'all in a second. Alright, so I got it to a shaggy consistency. And then I'm going to let it rise for 30 minutes. And we'll be back and we'll add our butter, salt, sugar, and yeast. And I didn't need it for 3 to 6 minutes. And I don't have no fancy KitchenAid. All I got is my muscles. So making will do with what I got until I got it. So I'll be right back in 30 minutes. Alright, timer is done. Now I gotta add everything else. So in this bowl I have 1.5 tablespoons of salt, 4 tablespoons of sugar, and a teaspoon of yeast. And I also have 4 tablespoons of softened butter. Alright. So now I need this for fix my this thing didn't come with instructions, so I have to always figure out how to restart it. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna do for 6 minutes. And cue time lapse. It's not quite the consistency that I need it yet, so I'm going to keep on kneading. This is my second time making this, and I put a little bit more. It calls for 2 tablespoons of sugar, but I messed up the first time I made it and put 4, and my kids loved it. I made grilled cheese and tomato soup with it the other night. And today I'm just making it for sandwich bread, so my husband can take his own lunches instead of buying them out and all that. You want to knead it until it's silky, which it's getting there, probably another minute or so. It would make my life a whole lot easier if I had a KitchenAid. And if you go to the gym like I do, and you're planning on making sourdough or any type of bread that takes kneading and you don't have a KitchenAid or a stand mixer of your own, I would skip arm day. Or don't skip it. Maybe it'll make it easier. Alright, it's getting there. It's getting less sticky and more formed together. Alright, so once you get it to the consistency that you like it at, you'll cover back up and let it rise for an hour before we put it into our loaf pan, and then we'll let it rise for another hour and we'll get it in the oven. And then maybe by the time all this is done, my sourdough starter will have peaked, because I'm going to put it in my greenhouse over here where it's a little bit warmer. And I'll show you how to make a cherry dark chocolate loaf. And maybe you can make it tonight as well, or tomorrow before your husband gets home, and you can serve him with a Valentine's Day sourdough loaf. So I'll see y'all back in an hour. I might do another wardrobe change. I don't know. Just got out of the shower and threw this on because my timer was going off. We'll see y'all in a bit. Alright. It's been an hour. She has risen a little bit. And now I'm going to transfer to my greased loaf pan. And I'm going to shape it into a loaf rectangle thing. We're going to pull up in right here and let it rise for another hour. And while I wait, I'm going to clean up the mess that I made. And we'll see y'all back here in a second. Alright, so I have my oven preheated and ready for my white bread. I'm going to let that sit in the oven and bake it for 40 minutes to 45, depending on your oven, until it's golden brown. Alright, so while we let that bake, I will be back and I'll show you the finished product. Real quick, let's check. I'll take it with me. Let's check the sourdough. I don't think she's quite ready yet. Let's see. She is active, but she has not fully peaked. So we're gonna let her sit for a little bit longer. So I'll see y'all back in a few minutes after the bread's done. All right. Watch out, Bubba. It's hot. Now, what I like to do to make it soft like store-bought bread, would you stop? I have my towel that I used to, ouch, why did I grab the pan with my bare hand? Don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it with a damp cloth for a little bit to let it be soft. And that's how you make some yummy, healthy white sandwich loaf. And then, excuse me, gotta tidy up a little bit. The sourdough is still rising and has not reached peak yet. So probably in a few hours, I will come back to the video and show y'all how I make my cherry dark chocolate loaf. I'm going to have to do the cherry chocolate sourdough for another video. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel. I'll see y'all later.